So hello everyone, welcome to another motorcycle feature. Right in front of you is the ZX10R. This is Jao Moto's actual motorcycle. This is his trophy bike and he lent it to me over the weekend. So for this episode, I will not be talking much about the performance, but I'm going to talk more about how viable it is as your motorcycle. So is it a good motorcycle for the commuting? Obviously not. Is it good for Sundays? Well, we'll talk about that a lot. And more on like how you're going to adapt to this motorcycle coming from a motorcyclist that is used to naked motorcycles. So let's go. Okay, so first off, let's talk about the upgrades that he did for his motorcycle. Starting off with this SC Project tailpipe. So it produces a really good sound, especially for the 10R. So there's a quick comparison here. I own the Z900RS, and in my experience, I believe if you're going to compare the Z900RS to the ZX10R, the Z900RS is more of like a Chips Ahoy, where it's like a brittle cookie. This one, the engine of this and the sound is more of a chewy cookie. I think I want to establish that sort of feeling. It feels more complete whenever you rev it and when actually you ride it. So that's one part of the motorcycle. Okay, so going with the more visible ones, as you can see here, this is still the stock or OEM wheels, and he just got it powder coated by Defy Custom. So in video, I was not really seeing the beauty of it, but seeing it in the metal or in the actual motorcycle, it has a very metallic look. He has the Puig windscreen. This is his master cylinder. This is also Brembo. He replaced it. I'm sorry, but I don't know the exact model, and I'm really curious why he decided to replace the stock one, because it's already Brembo as well. And then going to the tires, I believe this is the Michelin Power 5, and it actually costs 33,000 Philippine pesos. It's a very beautifully designed tire. And fortunately, the weather is just like this. It's just cloudy. Hopefully it doesn't rain throughout the whole ride experience of the 10R, but so far so good. It's really just a pleasure to ride this one. Here on the left side, there's not much, just sliders. So he has the engine slider, he has the axle sliders, front and rear, he has the spools. Oh, and look how far he has leaned. There's already a scratch on it. So anyway, he has the grippy tank grips. So he chose the clear color so it would not cover the actual design. So this is called the B-line, and it's actually a very nifty device. It's small, it's compact. And going here in the back, there are cameras. There's one on the front, one on the rear, and then he has the integrated taillight. What's that? Why is it like that? And he has the integrated taillight, and he has a tail tidy as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the upgrades. And of course, because this is the 10R, there's a badge over here showing that the ZX10R is made in Japan. So that's it. A very lovely skyline or cityscape, as you can see here. Alright, so Jao Moto has lended us the ZX10R. This is his trophy bike. So thanks, bro. I'm really grateful. Never in my life would I imagine reviewing and riding the ZX10R, because actually, as you can see from my videos and also the bike that I own, it's a classic. It's all meant for everyday riding. It's meant for city cruising and can be suitable for every use. So I would never imagine that one day I would be riding in sports, and It's even in the super sports category, so that's quite insane. So I'm going to divert the content. So what I'm going to focus on is, if you're someone that's actually dreaming of owning a ZX10R, or somewhere in the lines of a super sport, and you don't usually use it for the track, and then you're going to use it for like your leisure rides, your Sunday rides. So I'm going to give you some insights about this motorcycle. Okay, so let's go. First of all, that Quickshifter is really smooth, but it's not like the Quickshifters of Triumph, where in every rev range you can easily look for the sweet spot. So you need to put a little bit more effort in putting it into gear. So as you saw there, finding neutral is also not as smooth, but there's a sweet spot. So once you get to learn the motorcycle, you'll be able to easily identify. There's Alvin. Wait. What's up? Good morning. Anyway, this is Alvin with his CF Moto Papio. Say hi. Tara. Oh, sige. What's up?
I was like, Jao or Neo? I'm not sure.
Janeo.
How are you liking it so far?
I like it, except the ergonomics, man. It's really killing me. Man, if there's like a naked version for this, I'm sold.
Sadly.
Something like Tuono, right?
Yeah.
Tuono, diba?
Straight up.
Yeah, handlebar.
Less bearing.
Yeah, I don't mind the foot peg being high, but this this is just killing me, man. What's up? Yeah, we're going to Pasig so we can shoot this motorcycle, make a montage out of it, so you could further see the beauty of the ZX10R. Also, they added in new traffic lights here in Ayala, so that's another 30 seconds. So I'm also with Tito, the owner of Kalua, also Jao's motorcycle. Okay, so a brief explanation about the ergonomics. So for the first day, it was really hard for me since I was adjusting, because the ergonomics is really aggressive for the 10R. So yeah, I mean, on the first night I was really doing, my wrist and my elbow is straight, so it's like I'm using it as a leverage, in which really put me in quite some pain the morning after. So Saturday there was a bit of pain, so I took some pain medications. So I took some painkillers to remove the pain and withstand it. So anyway, so the second day I was now adjusting to the ergonomics of this motorcycle. So my elbows are now relaxed, as if it's just relaxing on the handlebar grips, or on the grips. So what's happening now, since I'm redistributing the weight, I'm feeling more, oh, that's a Papio. telling me to go faster. I mean, I'm limiting my speed because I'm with this guy. Anyway, so again, I'm just relaxing my wrist and my elbows because putting much strain there is going to limit your effectivity as a rider, because yeah, you can't really move that much on this motorcycle. So anyway, what I'm doing now is gripping the tank with my legs, so the weight is redistributed. I feel more pain, or I feel a bit more strain on my back part, and given I'm riding with a backpack, so it's an added what's this? It's an added factor to the overall comfort. So there's a bit of weight because there's some tripod, there's some microphones on the back, also my power bank is there. So yeah, something you need to take consideration if you're going to use this motorcycle. So continuing further, I'd like to talk about more about purchasing one. So I know that a lot of people are really, I know there's a lot of people that are really aspiring to own a sport bike, of course, because yeah, this is a sport bike, this is a Kawasaki. When people talk about sport bikes, it's always the Ninja. So what do you need to expect when you're aiming to own one? So that's what I'm going to talk about for this episode. So yeah, like I said, you need to commit, and that's my keyword for this motorcycle. It's all about commitment, because not every day you're going to use or going to ride with such ergonomics that is meant for the track. So what I'm saying is you need to commit to this lifestyle. Imagine riding in traffic and then experiencing this kind of stuff. And also there's a possibility, and also I would like to point out, this is a sports bike, so the handling is different. So what I'm trying to say is, unlike a normal motorcycle or a standard motorcycle, you have a handlebar that has a lot more movement, and then you need to take into consideration the amount of obstacles that actually you're riding with. So there's a lot of stuff happening in the Philippine roads. There's like people crossing out of nowhere, motorcycles suddenly U-turning, vehicles or cars suddenly turning left. So unlike handlebars or motorcycles that are standard, the sport bike has more of a limited agility. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're riding a standard motorcycle, you can turn easily right and left. Unlike this one, it's like you're just shifting to the left or shifting to the right. And I'm even testing it in the worst road possible to have a sport bike. And yes, this is the notorious EDSA. So expect heavy traffic. And why am I even riding here? Anyway, so later on I'll be testing it further. But yes, expect that I won't be reaching superbike speeds with this one. So I'm just redirecting the goal of this episode towards more of an ownership. And why would you even bother getting a hyper sports or super sports motorcycle? So I'm going to say the super niche lines that they usually say. This is the tiis pogi, or you need to suffer just for you to look good. So I don't know, it's up to you, it's dependent on you. This is not, the pricing is no joke, it's really expensive. This is 980,000 Philippine pesos. Please correct me on the pricing. And then if you're going to use this for commute, please save yourself. This is a good Sunday morning bike, or a Sunday or a leisure bike. But for going to work, using this going to work in the Philippine setup or in the Philippine roads, no, just no. Okay, so going out of the ergonomics, it's really good. I mean, it's really stable. They're having fun revving their bikes. It's a really good bike, the Papio. Why? It's a really good bike. Anyway, so yeah, so every traffic light, this is like your checkpoint, because you get the rest, and it's something not common with standard motorcycles, because you're just upright, you're just relaxed. This one, however, is you need to go way down. Anyway, the horn is way below the turn signal, so when I first got this, I was really looking. I really had no idea where to look for. I really had no idea where the horn is, but it's way below the turn signal. And this, I think this is the first time you will be hearing the ZX10R's horn. And like other Kawasaki inline fours, there's something called the Kawi Click, where the cam chain is actually heard. So yeah, the ZX10R is not an exception to that, so I can easily hear it even with the, there's already a stock, or there's already a exhaust for this motorcycle. And that Quickshifter is just really good. Oh yeah! Woo! Okay, let me calm down. Let me calm down. Gotta wait for them. Oh. Oh yeah! The Papio is keeping up. The throttle, of course, this is a ride-by-wire, so it has very smooth delivery. And then I stuck on the road mode. I kept it like that because of its ride modes. There's a little bit of restriction happening, but there's still a lot of power this engine has to give. And then again, the bike is happy whenever you are constantly moving. And welcome to EDSA. There's a bit of suspension test. Of course, this is a sports bike. The suspension expected to be firm because it's meant for the track. Ah. Oh my goodness, it's throwing me around. And here we go, we got a bumpy part. Oh my god. Let's go. You see, this is what I'm talking about. When you are constantly moving, the weight distribution of your body is shifted backward, so there's not much effort needed for your back to compensate, and thus there's not much strain happening in any of the body parts that is holding the posture. You see, it's really quiet. Like, it's just below 1000 RPM, it's not producing that much noise. It just produces that sound when you reach higher RPMs. And that was just wow. So that's revving it to over 12,000 RPM. The 10R, I'll be returning it to Jao. It's been a fun weekend with the 10R, and I can say I really had a lot of fun. The sport bike experience is it's really unique to me. And then again, I think it would be best if I only test it on very minimal traffic for me to enable to enjoy. But I think the experience of this, me getting to experience heavy traffic, mid and even light traffic, is a good experience because I can have a sort of comparison and analysis how I can remain comfortable in such an aggressive motorcycle. So the thing about sport bikes extreme positioning is that it really limits how much you can move inside the motorcycle. So that's another thing to what I've said earlier, that you know, the the things that you can do inside your motorcycle is more limited because you're more focused on a lot of things, and even the comfort zone, it's a lot different as well. The amazing cruise control. So we're riding during the golden hour, the sun is setting and there's not much really heat going on. We're just really comfortable with our bike, you know. It's like a sense of comfortability. So whenever I feel like I'm too cramped inside the motorcycle, I can actually relax a bit because I don't need to aggressively hold the motorcycle always. So again, more specific areas, the clutch lever is rather on the firm side. So whenever you're stuck in traffic, it's an additional factor to think of, because besides it's heavier to pull, it's an added thing for fatigue. So my arms at first day was really sore, and to the point that it was shaking because, yeah, as we call it here, it's ngalay. Yeah, basically my arms are tired. So yeah, I mean, right now I'm riding the freeway. It's really an enjoyable one. Okay, maybe I'm going too fast, sorry about that. And as you saw the whole video, I'm not even able to reach the 12,000 mark, so that's really high, and I'm not really used to high revving motorcycles. So great. I think this is a nice ending for the video, because you know, it's just a really chill way to cruise on a Sunday afternoon. The sun is setting and the road is just really nice. And kudos to the Power 5. Overall, the road experience is really good. I mean, for the price of 33,000, I think this is justified. Jao, don't worry, you've chosen a really good tire. I think the Power 5 is really perfect for the ZX10R or any sport category motorcycle.
Okay, so my conclusion for the ZX10R. So would I really get one for myself? Unfortunately, the answer is no, because mainly of the ergonomics. If Kawasaki is able to do something similar to the H2SX for the ZX10 platform, that would be really great. But for me, as a commuter, I'd really enjoy something that is very flickable on the road. I need to have maximum handling because, you know, as I mentioned earlier, that on the road, there's many things that is surprising. So you need to have the best agility and handling as possible. But yeah, again, if they're able to make something like the Tuono or the H2SX, that would be really great, because I just love the performance of this motorcycle, the smoothness of the engine, the power, the torque. Even though it has the Kawi Click, coming from a Z900 RS owner, that's actually normal for me now. It's not a factor, or it's not bothering me anymore. So yeah, sadly, yeah, this is not for me, but still, I enjoyed it, and I think it's best that I was able to borrow Zhao's ZX10R. So a short message to Zhao. Thank you so much, bro, for lending me your motorcycle. I know this is your trophy motorcycle, so I really took care of it. And yeah, letting me ride this over the weekend means a lot, and I hope it really helps with the channel. So yeah, appreciate you, bro, a lot. Thank you so much, and I wish you more success. So that's it pretty much for the ZX10R. This is Neo. As always, thank you for watching, and of course, ride safe and see you on the road.
We traveled for 144.9 kilometers, let's just say 145, and then we gassed up 10.8 liters. So that's our mileage. So we got 13 kilometers per liter. So that's your reference if you want a liter bike. Okay.